All right. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, girl, hey. I'm Marie Dene. I'm the creator of The Curvy Fashionista, your plus size fashion resource destination. Um, we started last week with a series called Speaking of Curves, which is a plus size, it's a Facebook Live series in which we're highlighting and supporting those in the community, especially during this time, showing ways that we can support designers, boutique owners, businesses, influencers. We're going to be interviewing different folks throughout the week, every Tuesday and Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time. We will be interviewing, we're having conversation, talking with you guys, talking with them about how we can support them, what they're doing in this like unprecedented time, right? So today we have an uber special guest. I'm so excited because she's actually a really close friend of mine, and she's also here in Atlanta. So today I want to introduce and welcome Ashontay, the designer behind Christian Omeshun. Hello, Ashontay.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you
What's
so
up?
much for joining us.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So for those of you who aren't familiar, can you tell us a little bit about the Christian Omeshun brand and your line and how long you've had it?
All right, so I started Christian Omeshun about 5 years ago. It started out just kind of me going to design school to really design for myself. And it's because I am tall and plus size. So I dealt with the whole dilemma of finding clothes, not being able to find clothes, honestly, in high school, just the clothes being real cookie cutter. And if you're tall, you know what the struggle is with finding a pair of jeans that just fit down to the ankle. That wasn't there for me. So I decided to go to school for it, got out, started CO, and honestly didn't know it would be what it is today.
And so I appreciate. So it's interesting how some designers have like different paths that they've started. Like everyone comes from different paths. Like there's not just one way that you can go to become a designer. So for those of you, for those who don't know or who are just learning about just like the design side of things, like how long have you had your collections? I'm not sure if I caught the year launch because I remember when I first found you.
Yeah, I want to say it was 2014. I want to say that's when me and you first started. Yeah.
Because I remember because you had a dress on, a lime green dress that was on a blogger. And I was like, who is that? And it was like fun, it was sleek, it was chic, it was playful.
Yeah.
And so for you, like, what is the aesthetic of Christian Omeshun? Because you and I know the answer to this, but I want you to tell the readers, like, as an indie designer, what your aesthetic is so people know what to expect from the brand.
Okay, so I like to describe her in a few words, but I'll try to sum up the ones I use the most. A sophisticated minimalist. She's sexy. So that would explain why I like to use a lot of bold colors, but I like to still keep my aesthetic very minimal. I want you to be able to get the most wear out of your pieces. So for me, I try to think of, okay, what can I go to work in and what can I switch out, with the bottom from another set and take to happy hour. So that is exactly how I try to design.
And that is like key. Like I actually just written a post about like I need to be able to wear something 5 times, 5 different ways to 5 different occasions. I need my clothes to give me options. Where how many guys in your closet literally have like one item that you can only wear one time for one specific reason for one specific, and that's the only thing, and you'd be sad because it may have cost a pretty penny, but you're left to like only being able to wear it like that one time. So elevated,
and I don't. No, we don't do that. Like, I strongly believe in wearing things more than once. So, yeah, I want you to be able to wear those pants 5, 10, 15, 20 times. Yeah, definitely.
Gotcha. So, if you're just tuning in, because I know we have a couple of other people that have joined in, we are doing our series, Speaking of Curves, purposely done this so that we can pivot to show extra support to the plus size brands and businesses who have been affected by COVID-19, who have been impacted by the economy right now. And because plus size businesses, especially the indie designers, they are the backbone of the industry, of the community, and they're the ones who are constantly innovating that have brought us to where we are now. So it's really critical in this time as we are, some people are still shopping. If you are, make sure we're here to introduce and show you different brands that you may not have known about that you can then further support. Because how many folks do you have on your team, Ashontay?
It's me, and I have my friend who assists me with everything. And honestly, if I didn't have them, it's a struggle. Even with the face mask, I have my team helping me, my friends. There are other designers who have their own brands, and they're helping me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I love it. Oh, we have great energy, great chemistry.
Well, that's great. So I don't know if you guys caught that, but we're gonna segue. It's a perfect way to segue into this. So you just talked about masks. So with how everything has been changing, what has affected? How have you pivoted, or what have you done that's been able to help you with business?
Well, I guess we'll start with some of the changes. So, of course, coming into the first part of the year, this is bridal season. This is prom season for a lot of us. The designers who are into specialty and things like that.
Which is
the first of the year, spring, weddings, everyone's getting married. So this is the time everybody's getting, the events and things like that. So with this happening, of course, everyone who has had a prom, who has had a wedding, who has had a baby shower, who has had a birthday, has had to completely halt, stop, pause their event. So, of course, what does that mean? I don't need my outfit right now. I can't finish paying for my outfit right now. I'm not working right now. So they have had to deal with a lot of changes. With their changes, it comes changes for us. And so, prom, everything has pretty much halted. And so we've tried to provide some options for some of the girls who have already who surpassed the point of like payment arrangements or anything like that. Not to go into detail, but however, it really sucks for people who have paid in full, who won't be able to have that big night, who waited, who's been planning this since last year. It just ruins it for them. So it sucks.
It does suck. And I know, there's Mocha. And I know that you shared with me the other day, like, what have you done? Can you talk about a little bit of something that you've done for the prom girls who've already, like you said, their dress is already done? Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so some of the options that I tried to give some of my girls were, not some, I gave them, is if you are paid in full and your prom has been canceled, we are going to do a free photo shoot. And so you will still have to be responsible for your hair and makeup. But as far as the gown, the actual, the shoot itself, the styling, you don't have to worry about any of that. We're going to take care of that part. And it's just really a way for us to try to help them to document a memory that they will not have.
Right.
And I mean, it's just so heartbreaking. Like,
it is.
It's so heartbreaking. Yeah.
It is.
Definitely.
And so, because you do a lot of custom, I don't know if folks caught that. Mm-hmm. She does prom, weddings, special occasion dresses. She's done all of these. Like, this has hit you really hard. And you added a pivot. You've pivoted and added a different product to your assortment, right?
Yes.
Can you talk about that and what you're doing with it?
Yeah, so as soon as the crisis struck, and I don't even want to say it this way, but just to be frank, as soon as the crisis struck, we were all definitely dealing with changes. And I did what most businesses did. I panicked the first day because I was like,
so did we.
Whoa.
Same.
Yeah, like,
Same.
Whoa. Wait, like, this is not happening. Like, no, what do you mean? People are not going to be able to work. Like, I started thinking like that. But I thought about that. But of course, I was just like, okay, I got to get in front of this. What can I do? So when I saw a face mask tutorial, I have a YouTube channel. You guys, if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel, and on that channel, I am basically just trying to teach aspiring designers and entrepreneurs how to do design without a budget, without, inheritance or whatever. But I'm teaching them how to do it as an independent. I'm paying for this myself, right? So I saw a face mask tutorial, and I saw a couple from some of the YouTubers that I follow, and I don't know, something just told me to just, really, I don't know, like, you know how you really think about it, like, is this going to be a thing? Once I saw it on the CDC website, I knew I had to, like, jump on board and get in front of it. So we just started making face masks, and it started out, just being like, oh my gosh, this is something that's needed, and it was for the healthcare workers. But when the CDC's, suggested that everyone wear face masks, it was a wrap.
So for you, you now have face masks. Now, I know that you were talking about you were donating and you were selling. Can you share a little bit about both of those?
So for the donated face masks, what we were doing was I had people to reach out to me. Like, when this first started happening, we started making a face mask, I didn't even believe that it would, again, turn into what it turned into. But what we were doing was we were just shipping face masks out to, like, healthcare workers, people that we knew before we even went online with it. Right, essential workers. So we kind of just sent face masks out to them because, honestly, like, for a lot of designers who you guys see making them, this was a pivot for all of us. We didn't make face masks a week ago. We didn't make face masks 2 weeks ago. Right. So it was something new and different for everybody. And of course, it was just, all right, so now that I see what the need is, how can I make face masks that fit my customer? Because I know it's the essential worker that still wants to look cute, that still wants to be, look nice and be protected. So that's really just what we tried to do, honestly. And honestly, Marie, like, every day is a new day. I'm really surprised that I just can't believe we're in this situation right now.
We haven't seen this in generations, dude. In like 3 or 4 generations. What was it? 1900s? 1900s when Spanish flu was around? 1918 or something?
Yeah. So it just feels surreal almost. Like, I don't know, just going out to the store, seeing people, having people stop to ask you, where'd you get your face mask from? Saying I just never thought that would be a product. But for me, it was identifying the white space, and that's what it helped me to do. Identify the white space, figure out that, okay, this is a need. There are healthcare workers who do work in this field, who are essential, who want to look nice, who want to have nice things like that. So that's how we ended up adding it to the site, because they were looking for it, they wanted it. And what we did is we just offered it at a discounted rate on the site.
And so if someone wanted to get a mask from you right now, like, what's the price? Like, tell us more about, like, where we can get those and where we can find them on your site.
All right, so if you are looking for any of my branded masks, you will find those on the website. Those are $25. Those are the sitting pretty, queening. They are the statement masks. As far as the regular mask, if you are interested in them, we have so many of them and we make them all the time. So you can just simply send us Instagram DM. My Instagram is Christian_Omeshun. That's OMESHUN. But just DM us, just let us know the amount of masks that you need. We'll send you what we have, and you can just pick from there. It is that simple.
Oh, that's beautiful. And then, but I mean, you're still selling clothes, though, right?
Yeah, still selling clothes, and we're still working on prom orders. So while the pivot is happening, right, you still have to do what was already in the system before the change happened. So we're working on orders that were already in the system before everything stopped. We're still trying to keep revenue flowing in. So this is where selling the mask, we had to sell, because when we first started, we were donating. But of course, with donating, you're spending a lot of your own money. So we started selling, but we're selling at a very discounted rate, which is $8, a lot cheaper than most of the other brands. What else? I really think that's pretty much it, honestly. It's really straight to the chase. I hope we come out of this fast.
Right. So from an entrepreneur space, from a business owner space, like how has this, what has this revealed to you in regards to like either how you have been operating or how you want to be operating? Because I imagine that everyone's taking something from this, right?
Yes, a lot of lessons. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Uh, no, seriously though, but just really being proactive, really staying ahead of the curve, having certain policies and procedures in place to protect you when things like this happen. I mean, I've had to take a double take at my contract,
Listen.
a lot of things. like, yeah.
Yeah.
So it just really, for me, it's just really about getting in line and tidying up, and being prepared for this because this can happen again.
Right? Like, and that's the last thing that we want to think about. So it's like, you know, how do you stay ready? How do you stay prepared? So then my other question to you is like, this naturally has impacted, I've asked each person who's been on this series about mental health and self-care, because this is a space, especially as we're entrepreneurs, we're over here like, we got all this time, we need to keep busy,
Yeah.
but that's not always the best thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
what have you found have been some, you know, positive ways of processing, or what's your self-care routine look like now?
Oh man, I look. I don't even want to say this. It's so crazy, but I've taken a lot of pride in you guys. We need to stay home, but when you are sitting in the house every day, it's something about staying home and someone telling you not to go somewhere as opposed to staying home because you just want to. And yeah, so every morning about 6:30, I've been getting up and I've been going to Walmart, being like one of the first people in the building. And I mean, it is just a liberating experience.
To be the first person,
so
to be the first
excited.
person inside.
In there, the first person in there. Yep.
Because you're like,
Yep.
it's clean, and then
It's clean. You don't have to worry about everybody having touched the cart. I mean, you got to get out. You got to get you some type of food. But it's like, that's the most fun I get, you know, getting out and all that kind of stuff or whatever. So that's one of the things. And just like, I've just kind of been lighting candles, listening to music, using this time to organize. This is the perfect time to clean your closet.
Yes,
to really get to the bottom of some stuff in your house. Okay?
Listen, I done cleaned my stove. I done cleaned all my backsplashes real good. Like, I'm over here like, what can we find out and fix and clean?
Right.
Like, I'm ready.
Right.
I'm getting ready to repurge some stuff. I'm like, okay, I need to just get rid of a lot. Let me just.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel like, you know how some folks are like, oh, well, at the end of this, you should come out with your own business. At the end of this, you should have like X, Y, and Z streams. And, you know, like there's that school of thought. I don't subscribe to that. Like, no. I mean, you have to pivot, but like some people, it's just, you just surviving by just waking up and being like, good morning.
Well, I was going to say, I think that, like, you don't know what everyone's story is. And so while some people may come out on top, may come out with a business, may come out with, you know, all these different side hustles or whatever, everybody's story is different.
Yeah.
Some people are not working. Some people have not paid their rent. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not even trying to take on that. I think a day at a time is where I'm at with it. A day at a time.
My mom would sing to me, one day at a time, sweet Jesus. Like, that's what my mom would say to me all the time. Like, and now that's like even more like apt. It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Hilarious. So, okay. With everything else, so tell me, what is next for you? And what is next for you, like, that you can see, like, this pivot, this current space is allowing you to kind of play with? Like, what kind of things can we expect? I know we talked a little bit about, you know, fabric changes and stuff. Like, what does that look like?
So, what's next? Well, one is collection. So the collection was supposed to be released April the 1st, and it was going to be shown at Crusader Curve. Shout out to Mallory.
Hey, Mama.
Yeah, so that we had to postpone that. So yeah, I'm going to still end up releasing the collection. It just won't be in the manner that I thought I was going to release the collection. So just having to pivot, change, do some things there. As far as what I feel has developed out of this, definitely. One thing that you said to me the other day that I've been harboring, like thinking about, is loungewear. So I definitely think this was the perfect time, or this is the perfect time to maybe look into maybe doing some type of loungewear or something like that. But another thing that I also thought about doing is I actually want to continue to make the mask and the bonnet sets, the surgical masks and things like that. And so maybe taking that to another business, something secondary. Yeah, like I really was thinking about it. I'm like, that's the white space. It's great. They need it. They want it. They want to look good and feel good too. So why not make them designer masks and bonnets as well?
Now, as long as you've got some options for big heads.
Definitely.
And big hair.
Definitely.
Like, if you've got those options, then that's even more amazing because, like, my sister, for example, like, she was saying how her ears, like, either start hurting from wearing the masks or they wouldn't sit right on the ears. And so I've started to see, like, little conversion things that there would be something in the back of the head right here that would be like to kind of give more space or pull it differently.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, who'd have thought?
Yeah.
I've seen two different variations of that. One from a little boy and one from a black woman with different variations just to kind of alleviate some of the stress on the ears.
Yeah, we've been putting buttons on all of, like, the hats and stuff that we've been sending to all the nurses. So for all of them, it's a customer request that they want on theirs as well. But headbands with buttons, they help a lot. Even when I go to the store and I'm wearing my mask, I'm like, let me throw this little headband on right quick because it helps with the pressure behind the ears. But I mean, as we do it, we're learning more and more, like, how to better make the product better, basically. It's a learning curve for sure. It is not the same.
I can imagine. Okay, so for those of you guys who just tuned in, we are featuring Christian Ashontay, the designer behind Christian Omeshun. Each Tuesday and Thursday, we're featuring different small businesses in the plus size space, whether they're designers, influencers, boutique owners, businesses, event planners, because everyone has been affected and we want to still show support and introduce to you guys these brands and get to know them a little bit better so that way you can support them through this I want to say transition because I feel like we're growing through this, right? We're adjusting through this. And this way, if we support them now, they will still be around, you know, after all of this is going, because these indie designers, these indie businesses, they're the ones who have been pushing, challenging, and literally kind of driving the needle in terms of fashion and style, right? So it's important that we keep them around, and the only way we could do that is by supporting them, whether it's a share, whether it's a buy, whether it's a gift card purchase, whether it's leaving comments, engaging, right? There's so many different ways that you can support a brand that doesn't always have to equate to money, but, you know, support is always going to be needed, even in these, you know, sharing this with someone you know who's been looking for a fancier option of a mask, right? Or looking for someone or sharing with someone who is looking for a local indie designer here in Atlanta. You know, and so these methods will end up helping us, like, as a whole, so that as we move forward, we come through this stronger, right? And so, with that being said, Ashontay, let them know. There's Mocha right there shaking herself. Can you let us know where we can let everyone know where we can find you? Where and then if you're still doing custom, like, are you doing virtual custom? Like, let us know those things.
Okay, so You guys can find me on Instagram at Christian_Omeshun, and that is OMESHUN. My website is www.christianomeshun.com. You can pretty much find me everywhere on on social media, but my YouTube, you guys, is Ashontay, and that is my first name, Ashontay. So you guys can find me there virtually. You can get custom ads. I am doing virtual consultations, FaceTime consultations. So we are not doing in-person consultations right now until after the state order is lifted and everything gets back right. But if you are looking to get things done, we can still proactively move forward. All you need is a measuring tape, and I can walk you right through it.
Oh, come on. Come through with the sales pitch. Yes, ma'am. With the perfect smile at the end. Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, every Tuesday and Thursday, we will be having special guests from the community. Some you may know, some you may not. Introducing you to small business owners, brands, influencers, event planners, everyone who's helps move the industry forward. We will be doing interviews with them every Tuesday and Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Again, I am Marie Denham, the creator of The Curvy Fashionista. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye, y'all.